What's up everyone, it's Joey, Bliss Response, and today we're checking out the Gamechanger Audio Motor Synth Mk2. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we got the Gamechanger Motor Synth Mk2 here, and like I said before, with a name like Gamechanger Audio, this thing better change the game. They have a lot to live up to with this, and of course the Motor Synth with its high price and new approach, a lot of people are skeptical, and I'm skeptical, so let's put it through its paces. First off, I want to highlight it makes noise. Even when you're playing, it makes all this crazy fan noise and motor noise, which can be interesting to sample. But let's get into it. So what is it? You got two motor-based voices, and they're full voices with waveforms, a filter for each, amp, and filter envelopes. And then you have a digital voice to accompany it. So three different voices. We're just hearing one right now. Sine, saw, square, motor. And the motor voice, the motor waveform, is the actual output of the waveforms. You hear there's like a inherent pitch drift, I should say, there. And you can hear the actual motors speeding up, which is really interesting. And it sounds pretty much the same, I'd say. It's crazy that it has so much acoustic noise, but and it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of interesting. It makes it feel more alive, I'd say. Got some reverb from off the track. You got filters for each signal path. It sounds really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. It does sound really good. Here's dry. And, you know, reverb adds a lot, but I think there's a lot there. It's all wave. Especially when you bring up filter drive. That filter drive is nasty. Now the way I look at this, because it is very high priced and you're wondering like, well, does it do anything crazy that other synths can't? Functionally, probably not. But this is like a really expensive boutique guitar. It does the same shit your other guitar does, but it's made with, you know, interesting different components. Like the R&D behind this, it's also quite fully featured with the sequencer and everything. I understand why it costs so much. This kind of development doesn't come for free. To change the game, you have to do things a little differently. That comes with a cost. Now you've got cross mod. Turning it to the right makes modulation from voice 2. Turn to the left is from voice 1. And the cross mod, what that is like an amplitude modulated square wave, pulse wave rather, that goes with it. You can drift and detune, which are two different types of ways to detune the two voices. And now I'll bring the second voice in. It's got a big tone to it. And then that octatrack reverb, huh? We're all gonna use it with reverb anyway, so whatever, guys. That cross mod gets wild. Now there's an interesting feature called clutch. As long as you're holding clutch, I can turn all this shit, and then I let go of clutch, and it does the shift, like literally like a gear shifter. So you can kind of delay actions in a way, which is quite interesting. The other thing I want to talk about is the acceleration feature. So if I turn this up, this does like a portamento thing. So turn acceleration to the max. And there's also the braking. So if I do Alt and I do brake, you can hear the pitch rise on the end. Let me edit the envelopes. I do find the envelopes annoying to edit. You have to click this encoder and then click between to get each parameter, which is not ideal in my opinion. And you can hear the pitch rising on the braking after I let go on the release cycle. So that's acceleration and brake. Can be interesting. Especially with some beautiful reverb. Let's get some drums in there. Courtesy of my Synth Mk2. And that's some spooky ass shit. Really spooky. The Synth Mk2 is always so polite. That's my #1 complaint about it. It takes a lot to get it fucked up. That's like max distortion. It's like, come on, guys. But it's good for some techno atmosphere. You latch. It does have a fully featured sequencer in arpeggiator, but let's be honest, we want to hear the motor sounds. We know how sequencers and arpeggiators work. Yes. Let's start getting some mod. So we'll do mod assign, mod assign. Hold the button, turn it, now it's on cutoff. Get out of mod assign. Take out that reverb. Now you hear it's assign. Get really fast. You also have, can you have some delay in there? More reverb. Cool effects. We'll bring in the DCO. We'll start sequencing. Sequence from push 3. Go into the DCO menu. The DCO has a wave folder. We'll just check that out. Different waveforms. Whole sine, saw, triangle. That's just the DCO. Now in unison mode. Start editing that filter envelope. Pretty wild. Wild. Sounds like a barking dog. Wow, what a crazy sequence. Wow. Wild. Gotta love the Octatrack. Also, this thing's fucking loud. So now I'm clipping the Octatrack. That gave me an idea. Get some distortion in there. Just fuck it. Sounds good, Big Crush. Cross modded the other way. Let's do some Excel. Look at the motors. Listen to the motor. Wild. Only DCO. This encoder fucking paging system is annoying. I keep hitting the wrong one and it just, that folder voice is sick. They should have put the folder on the motors. Like, how you gonna have a synth with a wave folder with the motors and then not put it on there? It should have been on there. But those motors do sound crazy. You really gotta push it. Let's do some braking too. Just gotta find the areas. Trippy. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Finally. Yes, motor waveform. DCO down. Now we're gonna clutch. Filter envelope up, mod up. Let go of the clutch. Different sound. That clutching's really cool. Now we're gonna clutch again. DCO's up. Oscillator volume's down. Filter open, drive to the max, filter to all pass. Clutch again. Volume's up. Filter drive, filter low pass, some resonance, mod to the max. Acceleration higher, waveforms low and high to the saw. Trippy. Oh, I kind of like that clutch. Lower the acceleration. Go low. Trippy, wow. Distorted from off the track. Fucking nuts. What's the pitch is stripping out some of. It definitely needs some effects. Like the distortion is really bringing it to where I want it to be. It needs that. Big crush. Good thing is, you just put it through some pedals. What a drop! Wow! Motor Synth Mk2. So that was pretty sick. I think the Motor Synth sounds wild. It definitely has a unique tone. There's no doubt about it. It just sounds like nothing else around. The capabilities themselves, I would say, are fairly limited, so that's something you need to take into account. If tone is everything for you and you just want raw, good sound, I think this is a great contender. There's also the price, which is massive, but you have to consider the R&D involved to get this type of technology to work, so I understand why it's priced so high. You have to look at this like a really expensive boutique handmade guitar, because that's basically what this is the equivalent of. So if unique tonality is what you're looking for, this is definitely one to get, and I find the acceleration and the pitch drift and stuff between the motor voices is really cool, and that's where you get the most special effects in my experience. I find that overall it sounds good. I like the filter, I like the DCO voice. I would love to see a newer version with more expanded features. The envelope controls are super annoying, how you have to click the encoder and edit. There's just no way around that. It's fucking annoying. I don't like it. The menu and paging system can be dicey, especially if you're trying to edit fast. You can turn the wrong encoder, click the wrong encoder, and then suddenly you're somewhere else and editing the wrong thing, and that's annoying. So interface, leaving a lot to be desired, but performability still works, and I like the keypads it has. I like the clutch function. That is genius. It kind of sounded like a gimmick to me, like, oh, whatever, I can cue actions, but no, it's actually dope in use. So I really like that, and I really like the sound, and I would love to see more. Like, you have the DCO voice with the wave folder. That wave folder should also be on the motors. Like, if you have these great motor oscillators, give me ways to fuck them up. Let me fuck the shit out of them. Let me just destroy the sound. Like, come on, this is what we're here for. And I definitely think it needs effects, but when you open it up with some good reverb, some delay, some distortion, whatever, it really starts to shine, and I think I got some stuff out of it today that was really exciting for me. So, samples of this jam are gonna be up on my Patreon for you to use in your own productions, as always. There's like 120 packs up there by now, so check it out. If you want to support me in other ways, I just released a new album called Sprawl on Artifact Records. 10 tracks, 2 featuring Marky of Cubanate. I'm excited about this album. I'm proud of it, and it seems like it's quite well received. So thank you to everyone who's bought it so far. There's a new shirt to go with it. Also, on my label Mk2, there's a huge IDM compilation coming, 17 tracks from people like Somatic Responses, Tom Hall, Imminent Starvation. It's so many people. The full list will be right up here. And if you want to support in other ways, check out the affiliate links I've got in the pinned comment in the description. There's a bunch of different ones you can do. And keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out Patreon, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.